That's effing sweet.
Hello everyone, welcome to the part 2 of Bigscreen VR Client First Live Build. This is Harshit Agrawal and I, I just welcome you to the stream. Uh, Thank you so much guys for joining. I can see that we have 21 watching right now. Let's increase that number guys. Uh, Hello, let's read out some comments. Rock and Roll CEO is here. Hello Mustafa, very nice to see you. Duncan Prince, hi Duncan, welcome to the stream. Who else we got? Uzrula Krevosk. Hello, hi. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Fred is here. Hi, Fred. Fred from Florida again says hi. Yeah, hi, Fred from Florida. Let's see who else we got. Patrick is here. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Mike. Frame Solutions from France. Nice. The names are rhyming so well. Good evening, Frame Solutions. Okay, guys. So I think we should start the stream. Before starting the stream, I would like to give some information about client first certification and the discounts part. So in the last stream, we did discuss about client first discounts. So we received a lot of questions about this. Some of this was not super clear. So I do want to clarify this out in this stream itself. So we are going to have a form. It's going to be an Airtable form, which is going to be live during the stream. It's basically an attendance form that you are kind of joining the stream on or these sessions, and eventually let's say we have 5 build sessions, 6 build sessions, so we don't have a number yet in the mind, but the thing is, at the end, when we are going to release client for certification, you may get a good chance to get a discount on the certification itself. So yeah, so if you are joining the stream, make sure to go to the Airtable form that Victoria is going to share on the chats. Please go there, register yourself that you are joining the streams, and we will let you know as soon as it comes out. Okay, I think this time this is very clear, but feel free to ask any questions about it in the chats as well. Yeah, so I think we should get started with the build itself. And hello, Dev is here. Hi, Dev Rajan. Hi. Uh, let's be. Who else do we have? We have Ferdy Boxman. Hello, Ferdy Boxman. I think we should start. We have a watching of 26. So now okay, I think my screen is already getting shared, which is great. So last time, actually, there were a few things that we kind of did not do because of building the whole structure. I think I have kind of did some of my homework, and this time I think we are going to do that. So the very first thing that I want to do was to show you how to upload the font correctly. So because the last time we were not able to find the right fonts used in the big screen VR website, so this is the original website, and the font that I downloaded from the internet was kind of not matching it correctly. So what we did is, alternatively, we used OpenSense, which is kind of like a backup font that works well in most of the cases. So for OpenSense, I did went to the Webflow body element, and in the body element, I kind of selected it right here. But the problem with this is, there is a CSS property for font display. It's called font display, which is having a property called font display swap. So this property is very important for our website. So all the fonts that we upload in our website must have this property. The meaning of this property is, so sometimes when the website loads, so because of my, it might be internet connection, it might be a poor internet connection, or it might be your font size, your webflow, your website size. Because of that, sometimes what happens is the font is not able to load. It creates a blank screen, and it create a bad user experience. Sometimes it also makes screen jumps up and down. So what this property does, it kind of helps control that by swapping the font to system font for the time being. So meanwhile your font is loading, it's, the website is going to switch your font with the system default font that you have. So that's why it's very important to have this. So whenever we use the default fonts in Webflow, it's kind of missing that property. So let's go to site settings for now, and I will show you that really quick. So I go to fonts, and from here you can see that this is the custom font that I installed, and you can see the property is right here, display swap. So this is what we want. So, and it only happens when we upload our fonts custom. We upload our font as a custom font in Webflow. Yeah. So to do that, what we will do is we will go to the Google font website. Again, Victoria is going to provide you the link for the fonts. There we go. But if I open it here, open Sans Google font, think, there we go, this is the font itself. Let's go, and you can simply download the whole font family. So all the Google fonts you can download it for free. Let's download this thing. There we go, we are going to download the whole family. And then once this is downloaded, I can quickly extract it, and I can then upload it. So let's go back to Webflow, custom fonts. Right now I'm selecting the font. Try using the format. Talking about the font format, it's recommended that you use WOFF2 format, WOFF2 format, which is the like latest format of the fonts, which is like most optimized version of the font. If you have WOFF format, that also works, but it's suggested always to use WOFF2 format if you have it available. So yeah, let's have a look. And I think, yes, I have the font files. Let me upload it. Semi bold. Okay. Nice. Oh, why is it not uploading? Let's see. Let's try again. Oh, there we go. It is loaded right here. I'm afraid it loaded like two times. Let's see. So now what we will do, we will make sure that the name are same. You can actually change the name if you want to, like open sense if you want to create some nice naming here. But yeah, so you can see the display property is right here, swap, and I will upload the font file. There we go. Same with this as well. Upload the font. I will make sure that the names are same in all of them. By the way, guys, I will be taking small breaks after I build small components to answer any questions appearing on YouTube chat. Let's upload this thing. Here we go. The fonts are uploaded. Open sense again. Nice. Let's go to the designer back. Meanwhile, it's loading. I will try to answer some of the questions. Bro Trippin is asking, what are the benefits of having client first certification? Yeah, that's a nice question. So if you are not familiar with client first, it's the best style system right now, or most used style system, you can say, right now in the Webflow space. And right now what we are observing is that it's kind of became a client requirement or project requirement for a lot of clients. So we are trying to bring this certification out so that clients and when they are looking for Webflow developers, they can also differentiate between a real expert or someone who is not so expert. That is one plus point. I think any certification that is out there, whether it's HubSpot, Webflow, that is to differentiate the real pros and give them what they deserve, right? So yeah, that's what we are going to do with client first certification as well. We are going to certify developers that, hey, you are certified by Finsweet, you are the real client first expert. So that is what client first certification is, which means you are good in client first. Pixelida, hello Pixelida, welcome to the stream. Jake, Jake is saying, I'm confused how we get the discount code. So the discount code will be sent to your inbox once we have the client for certification launched. For now, you just have to, if you are attending the stream, you can simply go to the link that is shared, the Airtable form. Simply fill up your name, fill up your email. Make sure to use the same email on all of the submissions. So let's say we do 3 more streams in the future or 4 more streams. Whenever you go and register there, like enter your email, make sure to use the same email so that we can track, okay, you have attended like 5 streams. So it's kind of a discount for all our live build watchers. Yeah. Hi Sushan, Sushan from Boston, hello. Nice. Let's see. Patrick is saying, has anyone ever noticed how buggy the custom font tab is on the site settings? Yeah, sometimes it does get buggy. It might be because of, when you upload a lot of font in single go. I'm guessing that could be the reason. But yeah, uh, Mark is saying, wait, is it better to download the Google font and then upload it custom as a custom font, or better to use Webflow capability to select a Google font? Yes, you're right, Mark. You should definitely upload a custom font to have that font display swap property in there. You know, you can potentially use it directly, but the thing is, if you compare the performances, you will see differences even in performance score, or when you kind of go through performance test of your website. A lot of platforms flag this thing out that your font is not having font display property, because it's kind of a bad practice. The good practice is to have that property. So we only have that property when we custom upload it. So make sure every time, whenever you want to use Google font, simply just see the name and then upload it. That's as simple as that. Now, just to make sure I'm using the custom uploaded font, I will go to my body, and here I will see the cust. Okay, I think I need to refresh, or maybe it is all. It has already taken the name itself. Open Sense is already there. Yeah, let me try to refresh really quick. Save this thing. Refresh. Let's see. Yeah, I think it has already updated this thing. Custom fonts, but it should be appearing here. Why this thing is so buggy? I will check this for one more time, guys. Otherwise, we will not wait for this thing to work, and then we will, yeah, simply move ahead. Let's see. I will try to change the name. So open sense. Uh, let's add here. Let's simply remove the spacing. Yeah, we'll do this really quick. Wow, it is indeed buggy. Oh no. Hmm. So 400 normal style. Okay, this looks good. Open sense italic. So you can see that I think we have uploaded like this 2 times. The bold. So I will delete one of them. Let's refresh. I do want to manage the fonts correctly, guys, because we are going to use it throughout the site. So yeah, I will take a few minutes here. So you can see this is now fine. Let's rename this. Save. This one. Save. And this one, save as well. Let's again refresh. Wow. So we have to refresh in order to see the renamed fonts. Okay, there we go. So let's rename this as well. Okay. Let's simply manage this. Fresh. I think it should be good now. So open sense, there is no spacing. Looks good to me. Yeah, looks good. Let's go to designer and now let's see if it is there. Duncan is having a very nice point. I think, yeah, Webflow also give this notification. Webflow's Google Font integration requires the use of Google Font API, which sends end user IP addresses to Google servers and may not be GDPR compliant. That's a very nice point, Duncan. Thank you so much for adding that to the comments. Yeah, guys. So definitely, I think I will definitely choose to use custom fonts. uh, let's see. Okay, now we can see it. So before, I think it was not appearing because it was kind of clashing with the name itself. Yeah, but now it is right here. So let's simply change this thing. Now our font will have the display swipe property, which is a nice thing. So because I changed it on the body, it's going to be replaced on all of the sides. Let's see. Yep, so text, this is also correct. I will increase this thing, increase the breakpoint size. Nice. We have open sense everywhere. So that's a success. Great. So the font thing is solved. Now I do also want to talk about the video ratio thing. So in the last session, someone from the chats asked us that, how to kind of set like how to set auto aspect ratio for the Webflow background videos itself. So the thing is, the problem, a small problem with Webflow background element is, it doesn't automatically takes the video ratio. So if I, let's say, I have uploaded a video here. I think I have created. Okay, let's delete this thing. I think I have a custom code. There we go, which is kind of setting the aspect ratio right now. So let's comment this out. So I will simply comment this out like this. So now the CSS won't work, and you can see the video is going crazy, right? So in order for it to take ratio automatically based on the original video, we will actually inspect the original code of it and see what's going wrong with it. Okay, and then from there we can actually see what is actually going wrong. Yeah, so let's go to the live website first, and then here I'm going to inspect it and see what is actually going wrong and why is it not taking the ratio automatically. So this is the Webflow video element, and you can see that it is having a structure right here. So first of all, we see a div block. Inside the div block, I have, let's see, what do we have here. Okay, we must be having a video element. Let's see, open this thing. There we go, we have a video element. I will scroll to the right a little bit, and then this is the video element that contains the original video, which is coming from the Webflow servers. I Yeah, because that is where it is uploaded. So if I open it again, here is the source. If I copy the source link, this should open up the video for me. There we go, here is our video, and this is uploaded into Webflow server. I can see it says assets dot website .files.com. Yeah, it's coming from Webflow basically. So now what we need to do is we need to see the what's actually going wrong here. So I kind of inspected it. The problem is that the video element itself is kind of set as absolute positioning. That's why the problem is happening. So here you can see the position is set to absolute. So first I will set this thing to static like this. There we go. And now you can see that it's already taking up the original aspect ratio. But now the thing is, because I have set this to static, it kind of pushed all the content to the downside, which we don't want, of course. We want to set in the background, right? So what we will do is simply we will take the class of this thing right here, which is let's see, let's try to find the class. Here we go, the class is this one. Let's see what Webflow adds as a class. So the Webflow class is here. Oops. Hmm, where did that go? Okay, I think I need to refresh it. There we go, this is the video element. The Webflow class is w dash background dash video. Yeah, or this w dash background dot video dot dash atom. I think we can actually take both of the class here. Let's take this one. I think this should be fine. And now what we will do is we will go to our global styles embed. And here I will add a new class. There we go. Let's comment this out. And you can see that I have added a class. And then here, what I will do, I will override the position. So position, I'm going to set it to uh, static position. There we go. Save and close it. And now you can see that it's set to static. But again, we have a small problem. It's kind of going all over the place. Okay, my bad. We don't want to set the wrapper itself. We want to set the video. So video is inside the wrapper. So let's select the video. So I will hit space and then enter video here. This will what this will do is it will select the child video of the background video, the Webflow background video basically. Now this is how it is working. So now the good part about this setup is with this small bit of CSS, whatever video you upload, it will automatically take the correct ratio. However, in our case, in the original website, I don't think we are actually taking the original ratio. But yeah, let's go with this way. Now we have to make a little bit of changes in our structure itself. Let's do that actually, and include the play pause button. Where is the play pause button? There we go. It's right here. So let's divide this into a few parts. So first I will add a div block, and then I will call this hero content wrapper, hero content wrapper. And inside the content wrapper, I'm going to move my heading and my button itself. There we go. uh, this is nice. And then uh, I am going to set this thing to absolute. So let's set our hero wrapper. Okay. So this is the structure I have. So I have a bigger hero wrapper. Inside that, I have the hero background video, which is going to take aspect ratio automatically now because of the CSS. And then I have the hero content wrapper. So I'm going to set this thing to absolute, and the relative will be hero wrapper itself. And then I'm going to use the full option right here. There we go. And you can see that it's kind of now expanding. Let's make a few design changes here again, just like this. We added some padding which we are going to remove from this thing. So 1.5, let's remove this thing and add it to our content wrapper. So 1.5 rems. There we go. Now let's have a preview. Voila. Now it's automatically taking the ratio from the video itself. I also want to kind of fix one more thing here. What we did, like we forgot to do this in the last build, which is the container size. So if I go to the container size of the original website, it's kind of large. So the best way to kind of calculate it, one of the ways I use it to, I simply go to responsive and I try to increase this to a big number like 2000. And you can see that website is kind of getting limited right here. I will simply go and try to calculate it. So here when I'm hovering over it, you can see the width is 1280. So let's do that. So container width, I think it is already okay. This is not the website, this is the website. Yeah, so let's go here. This is the original website. That was my own website. Yeah, so container size is 1550, or let's actually calculate it from right here. Yeah, this is there are many sizes, I think. Let's see what's the one that we should. Okay, this looks good. 1500 is the size. Okay, is the container size. Let's take 1500 then. So our container large, I'm going to type here 1500 and then convert it to rems, which is approximately 93. Let's round that off to 94 for us. Yeah, for rems it's completely fine, guys. A little bit of up and here and there, it's fine. Then let's see what we have. Let's continue then. Let's publish this thing and see what we have on the live website. So this is the website and this is the original website. Now I think I also need to adjust the padding a little bit. You can see that it's having more padding, and uh, you can calculate the padding same way. Basically, what you can do is simply you can go to the like a small number, something like maybe 1400 or maybe 1200, you know, and do some math calculations. This is what I do actually. There are a few extensions as well too that might help you, but what this is what I do generally. So 1400 is the total width right now, and I will see the container which is 1050. So what I will do is I will basically open calculator, subtract that number. So 1400 minus 1050, which is 350. So 350 pixels padding on both the sides. Let's divide that number by 16 to convert it into rams. So 21 rams, 21.8 rams on both of the sides. Again, divide that number by 2 to find padding on the each side, which is coming around 10.9, which is approximately 11 rams, you can say. So again, this is how we calculate it. So 1400 minus 1050, so 1050 pixels, which gives us the difference. So how many padding is kind of in both of the sides, and then I will divide that number with 16 to convert it to rams, which comes around 21, and then again divided by 2, which is again 11 ram. So padding on the desktop is pretty good, so let's kind of increase that. I will go with 10. Yeah. Or because you can see that it's kind of, now making this thing hard, we can actually keep it at percentage base as well. So yeah, so based on percentage, we can keep it something like this. Yeah, that will make it. Let's go to a bigger screen. It will kind of change automatically. Yeah, we can do that as well. 10%. So we do need to calculate the right percentage value again here. So how much will be, let's see, going to calculate the percentage as well again, just to make sure we are getting the right values. So I will calculate 10 into 16, which is 160. So 160 pixels we want on both the sides. So I will calculate the percentage value, which is 160 divided by 1400, and then multiply that number by 100 again. So it's around 11% again. Okay, which is fine. Let's use 10%. And if it's, yeah, I think this looks fine. If it's look like too tight, then we might then, yeah, decrease it a little bit based on our own preference. Yep. And then on tablet I can have it fixed maybe to 2 rams. So guys, you can play with the values. Let's not uh, add a lot of time here. Okay, let's move ahead, and I think I should jump to the next sections that we wanted to continue with. Let's build out this YouTube section first, and then this testimonial section, and then from there we can move ahead. Or maybe, yeah, let's build out everything. Yep. So I will open this thing. I will go to my main wrapper. So here I want to create a new section again. So let's see if I have a section template. I do have one. So I just took a section template, and I'm going to detach the instance just like this, and let's name it as section videos. I think that's a section press. Yeah, here we go. It is written right there. Section press. It's a nice name. And then inside this, let's see, the structure is very similar to what we have down here. So I think we already created some of it, like the section title itself is right here, and it is the feature item. Nice. Okay, you know what, let's create a new component here, a new class. I will create a custom class. I will call this section title wrapper. So what we are going to do with this is kind of, we are going to have it for all the titles present on the page. I think all of them are kind of, yeah, all of them are having that small title on the left side. Yeah, so let's use that. So section title wrapper, and inside that I'm going to add a text block with the class of section title. So we already created this, and then I'm going to add an h2 Let's add a heading H2. Also, I noticed, let me make this thing a little bit bigger. I noticed that this thing turned to a different color. Let's make them white, just like this. There we go. Back to the section again. Heading is right here. It's an H2. Let's take the height. So I'm using again extension called what font. I will click on it and I can see all the sizes. 62 is the size. 62 line height is 78. Weight is 500. I think we already did this. 62. Yeah, we already calculated this, which is fine. So yeah, let's simply copy the text really fast and this. Okay. Sometimes it also copies the styling. So there we go. And then this will be press and reviews. Save this. And I will simply apply a display. Let's see how it is aligned. So it is aligned from the top. Yeah, so we will keep it top aligned. And I think there is a little bit of a space on the, there is a little bit of top margin. So I will simply highlight that, apply it here. I think this is looking much better, 0.75, and add some gap in between the title and this thing. So let's see how much of gap we have added here. It's 4 rems. Let's add it here. You know what, we can also kind of replace this existing one with the one that we have now. This one, as we go, if we feel like okay, now this thing is kind of going to a global level, we have more components with similar things, so we can always change our structure a little bit. So I kind of like this one more, the section title wrapper. So what I will do, I will kind of, inside the feature item, I think I will have that thing right here. Yeah, but let's keep it for future, I will do that. And then for all the section title wrappers, I can see that there is some kind of spacing as well. So here there is some space. Let's see other examples. Here as well we have some space. Let's go down. Here as well we have some space. I think I do want to add some global spacing to the section wrappers as well. So let's add maybe 3 rams for now. And then here I will create a new collection. For this we should definitely create a collection. Okay, this is a slider right now. Okay, okay, so we can use CMS sliders. I think I do not want to jump into creating a CMS slider with Webflow slider in this particular tutorial. I'm going to use a static slider for now, but let me know, what do you think, if we should build a custom slider like a static slider or CMS slider? Maybe we should do a small poll in the comments. Yeah, meanwhile I'm preparing the structure. Let's go ahead. There we go. Then I will call it, let's, we can call it videos, or we can call it video cards or anything. Yeah, for now let's start and call these videos. I'm calling these videos, not reviews, because it, maybe we can use this thing in other type of videos as well. Yep. So videos wrapper or videos component, both of them is fine. And then inside that, or I can simply add a slider directly here. So let's add a slider and call this video slider, just like this. That is much better. Videos slider mask. Now I'm kind of using folders here, I want to use that. So video slider, left arrow, video slider left, or simply arrow. Then we will have a class of is left or is right, if we want to style it, but for now we don't want to style it. And then here I will have video slider uh, nav, or yeah, slide nav maybe. We already have the slider word, so let's keep it nav. Then we have this slide, so let's slider slide, just like this. And I can simply duplicate that one. Nice. We don't want numbers. Let's see, we don't really want the slide nav itself, so yeah, I will simply hide the slide nav for now. There we go. I simply hid it. And then we have the, okay, one thing that I noticed guys here is when I'm kind of changing the slides, they are moving one by one. So by default, if I add all the cards in a single slide, they will move all along together. So if I add three cards in there, it will move three cards all together at once. But we do not want that. We want to move like one card at a time. So we are going to use a trick where we are going to shrink down our mask itself. So let's do that. So first, let's change the height of the slider to auto, and the background of the slider to transparent. Then I will create the structure in there. So we have an image which is kind of clickable. Yeah, the whole thing is not clickable. The YouTube is clickable as well. Okay, great. And then we have the text. Nice. Take a div right here. So videos. And now the good part is I can actually start, no, I can decide whether I want to keep on using the folder or not. So here I think I don't want to use slider because I don't want to limit those cards to slider. So I think I will, simply go ahead with videos underscore list or something like that. Yeah, video underscore, maybe list item makes maybe more sense for now. Yeah. Let's first make our mask a little bit smaller. So what I will do is, you can see that we kind of want four items in there. So let's do that. So I will have 100% divide this number by 4, have it, and then we can kind of manage it as well, like how we want it. But yeah, let's have this like this for now. And I'm also going to, let's see, okay, the section color is gray. So first let's add that as well, just to create some contrast. So background, you can use this class background color gray. It's a utility or global class, you can say. Is gray. Okay, you can see that it is not the gray that we want, right? So first I will simply, maybe take a div block or go to a style page. I can do it from both of the sides. So background color gray, copy it here, and then I will add the right gray that we have on the website. So pick this color up. I'm using an extension guys to pick the colors, and then this one is the gray color that we want. So for now I'm going to call it BG gray. You can definitely have more organized swatches guys. Yeah, for now I'm going to call it BG gray, background gray. Yeah, and this section is better now. There we go, it is inheriting the styles. Okay, let's build out the cards. First I will take a link wrapper. So I just took a div block. I'm going to convert this to a link block, and then this link block I'm going to call it videos, mm, thumbnail wrapper, wrapper. And inside that I'm going to take an image element. I'm going to call it videos thumbnail. There we go. So we have it. Now let's go to the next thing, which is again a link itself. So let's have this thing again here, a link block. This will be a link to their YouTube channel, I think. Yeah. So I will call this YouTube link. Much better. I'm not sure if I have downloaded this SVG. Let's see. I don't think so. It is downloaded in the assets, which is completely fine. I can download it here now. So let's simply click on this thing, open image in new tab. There we go. And I will save this image. All this YouTube icon saved, and then I will simply drag it to my asset panel. There we go. We have it. So yeah, video thumbnail. So let's add a thumbnail for now. Let's see what thumbnail we can take. This one right here. and then I will set the width to 100%. you know Make sure to always set a width on your images, and also make sure to set your inline width and height, because it is very important to avoid CLS, which is cumulative layout shift. So whenever we don't have any inline height and width set to our images, it might create jumps on the page. So I'm kind of going to add it here. You can simply take the value which is present right here and apply it just like that. uh yeah, and then 202, which is good. Width is 100%. Let's see. Okay, it's kind of distorting the image for some reason, guys. So I think I will only set one value and then set this thing to auto, maybe. I think, okay, let's see. Maybe height to auto. Okay, so for now let's do this. At I'm going to add original dimensions. So 360 by 202, and here the width is going to be 100%, and height is going to be auto. I think this should fix it. There we go. Yeah. So height needs to be auto. Make sure to do this with all the images in your website, because it's again a very good practice, good for the performance of the overall website. Now here I have this thing. Let's style our button, the slider arrows as well. So let's see how big they are. I think I will guess around 2 rems by 2 rems. Yeah, I think they're a little bit bigger. So maybe like 3 rems to 3 rems. Yeah, this is much better. The color itself, I'm going to take black and then reduce the transparency to 80%, just to make sure I'm not like putting in a lot of time. Uh, yeah, so for radius, we want to make it a complete circle, and the good trick is just have 100%. It will make the radius like a perfect circle. The icon itself, let's rename the icons to Webflow slider arrow icon. So arrow icon, just like this, and I will have the same class for this icon as well. The good, one like fact about the Webflow icons are they are actually, I think, font based, so you cannot really control their sizing with this size property. What you can do is you can simply change the font size, and it will change the size of the icons. So I think 1.25, which is 20 pixels, is a good place, a good place. Here it is working nice. It is looking nice. I will move this thing to a little bit left. So let's move it. So I can apply here is right or is left, something like that, or I can simply move one of them a little bit here. So negative margin, let's see. So I think minus 20, or a little bit more, minus 1.5. This is good. And now here on the right side, I am going to apply this is right. I can apply is left to that as well, but the thing is, the good part about only having it in the right is I can go here and kind of change any styles if I want to. So that's why I just have it. But it's fine. You can do both of the ways. So here I will simply set this thing to 0 and have minus 1.5 rem in this side. There we go. Now let's take the YouTube icon image. We don't want to change the color, so I'm just taking an image. I'm not taking the embed here. Again, I'm going to add the original dimensions first, and then set a custom. Okay, so video, what is the parent name? Let's see, videos YouTube link. So this will be called as YouTube icon, like this. And let's give this a height of this. Let's see how this looks. Okay, and then maybe 1 rem is too small. 2 rem by 2 rem, and then I will set the fill to contain, so that it looks good, it doesn't distorts. Let's add a new text here, text block. Take a name just like this. And here I will change the text color to gray. Let's see, remove any underline and decorations. There we go. I'm going to use what font again, and see the size is 16 pixel, which is perfect. Weight is 500. and line height is 20. Okay, so weight is 500, line height is 20 divided by 16 rem. I think we don't really have to change this thing, divided by 16, because yeah, the default font size is 1 and the height is 1.5, so I think we should simply keep it like this. So if it, in ever any case, if there are multiple lines, it will kind of work it out itself. Nice. Let's simply set a flex box just like this, add a gap with zero point 0.5 rems, and then I will add a new text block, paragraph. Yeah, it should be a paragraph. Let's simply copy this thing. There we go. By the way, I'm not using a heading tag, guys, for this thing, because it's not really a heading, so I'm not going to use a heading tag here. uh yeah, let's again use what font. 24, 32 is line height, 24 is the size, weight is 500 again. So this must be text size large, I believe 1.5, which is 24. Yeah, then I will add text color white. There we go. And then I will also add the weight, which is text weight medium, which is 500. So there we go. I'm just using a global system to create this. I'm not going to create a custom class for this, because in future, if I need to use it, I can. Yeah, I don't really have to create custom classes all the time. Yeah, we have it like this. Let's add a little bit of spacing between the elements. So I can use margin bottom and all, but here, because it's a simple card, it's not going to change a lot. I'm just simply going to use gapping here. So set the column gap maybe to 1 rem. That should be, oh, not column gap, the row gap. There we go, 1 rem. And it looks kind of good, maybe 7 0.75. Yeah, this is much better. And this needs a little bit of more space, so I will simply add it on the custom class itself. Yeah, this is much better. Okay. Guys, I'm not matching the spacing exactly, so I'm just making guesses here. So now you can see that our first slide is ready, and now I'm going to duplicate the slides just like this. And as you can see, I have 4 slides, but they are not visible, right? The reason is mask is right now set to overflow hidden. We want to set it to overflow visible. So now you can see that it is kind of visible, all the slides are visible. Let's have it like this. There we go. I also want to add some gap in between, right? So there are a few ways to do that. One of the way could be to kind of add spacing to the right side of the slide, just like this, and we have to calculate the exact number. So for example, we have 3 spacing. Okay, let's see. And then we have 4 of the items. So 100% divided by 4, which is around 25%. And then we need some spacing for this one as well. So let's see. I think, how much space is that? Let's kind of divide this. I will have 4 slides this for now, so that I know the spacings are right. I will have this 2%, 4%, maybe 5%. Yeah, actually, let's use a fixed. No, let's use percentage here. Yeah, I'm having a hard feeling to use percentage. 5%. Okay, so we have total gap of 15%. Okay, so again, I'm going to use my calculator. So in total 100%, we have already used 15%. So we are left with 85%. We are going to divide that number by 4, which is 21.25, so that the width of this thing will be 21.25. And I think that's a wrong calculation. On the right side, right? So 1 2 3. Oh, we have it here as well. Okay, so let's see. 1%, should be somewhere around here. Wow. Oh, my bad. I'm changing the mask size. I'm changing the slide size. There we go. So 25, 24, 25. Okay, so it will lie around somewhere here. So let's see. Okay, so let's use the gap, maybe that will kind of fix our issue. So there is one cool trick, guys. You know what we can do is take the class of the mask itself, create a div block, give the same class as mask, and then add flex box in there like this. And then I will go to the slide, and then in the slide I will select the sizing to don't shrink to make it like work, and then I can add a gap here and it should work. So let's add a gap of maybe 5%. There we go. Now we are close, and then here, yeah, let's see how much percentage we have. So here I think we now want to use some of the mathematics again, calculation. I think I'm doing something wrong here. Gap is 5%. Nice. Let's see. Hmm, let's see. Okay, 25. Let's do it other way. So I will keep this at 23, and then I will add maybe 1% of the gap. This work? No. I think the gapping itself is not. I'm not calculating the correctly. No man, guys. I think I'm kind of messing up the mathematics calculation here. Let's leave it like this for now. Uh, have it okay at 25%. Great, and then maybe I will simply add some gapping. 2 rems. Yeah, it's fine. I think for now we can let it overflow like this. But if I want to kind of stop it from here, I can set a overflow none on my slider itself to kind of stop it from going outside. uh yeah, and I think this should be good. Okay, so one a small problem again we are facing is this button itself is now kind of having the overflow set to hidden, which is cutting out the slider arrows. So let's try to fix that as well. Let's see. I think I can remove it from here. And I think what I will do. uh let's see. Yeah, I think I will use some negative margin, guys, to kind of avoid that thing. Let's see if I can use some negative margins. So I will add maybe 2 rems, 1.5 rems on both the side. Let me tell you the reason of adding negative margin shortly. First, I will simply experiment with it. Remove the gap and 25%. Nice. And then I will add a little bit of padding. So this will be set to overflow none, and they are going to be back to their original place, just like this, so that they are visible. And the mask, I think I can add a little bit of padding. So yeah, this was a small workaround, I think. Not the mask itself, but the slider. There we go. Now I think this is kind of what we wanted. Let's try to change the slides. Okay, yeah. So now I think I just need to add a little bit of gapping in there. For these kind of scenes, I generally try to use custom sliders. You are seeing the difficulties right here, guys. Yeah. Adam is asking, where do you send your site for client first review? For client first reviews, you will actually be able to sign up for it. Right now not all of the things are ready and in place, but the thing is you will be able to sign up for it and submit an application, and then that application will go through a manual review process. Yeah, so that's how I think you will be able to do that. uh, and you can submit the site itself. Okay. It's, okay. Wow. You know what, I think I am going to resize a window, my window a little bit, just to make myself a little bit comfortable handling this thing. For now we are going to have overflow here, guys. I think for now it is fine. I will try to find a solid solution for this particular issue that I'm having here, and I will share that with you. But for now I will keep it as this one, as this what we have here. Yep, and let's see. Okay, remove this as well. I'm simply resetting what we originally had. Let's see if this thing can help us. No. Okay, never mind. You know what? I will set a overflow none to this particular section for now. Let's go to press overflow none. This should do the job for now to us. But yeah, I personally think I would definitely use a custom slider like Swiper.js, which we are currently, like, I think, working on a solution for that as well. So yeah, a Swiper.js, maybe Sprite.js to have the best experience. You know, yeah. So yeah, for now I think this looks pretty good, and kind of it works as well. Nice. So let's add a few more slides here really quick. I will simply create copies, maybe 8 slides, and publish it. It's not pixel perfect, guys, but I think it's very close to what we have, and the structure is kind of what we need to really understand here. So there we go. This is what we have in terms of the slider. It's a little bit different. They have a overflow set to none here, but it is fine. No problems. Yeah, looks good. Duncan is saying, yeah, let's move ahead. Let's build the next section really quick. Then we have this one, some logos in there. So let's simply build out this section. I think it should be inside the press section itself, so we are not going to use a different section for this. I will take a wrapper just like this. Let's use a spacing bar. So spacing, uh, spacer, not spacing, spacer large, or even more, I think spacer x large. Yeah, let's have a spacer x large for now. Then I have this div block. I will call this press logos or brands list. I can call this anything. I'm not calling it press because we might use it in other brand logos locations as well. So yeah, let's have it this way. And then inside that, there are a few ways to do that. I think I will go with the grid way, or let's actually have the images directly in there first. Yeah, let's have a logo. brand's logo, and then I will simply do this. I will also, let's add the original dimensions and add a height. So I think I will set a max height. Yeah, I think I should set a height, and yeah, max height, both should work fine. We will use the option contain, and the height will be width will be auto this time, because I want the width to kind of automatically adjust itself. The height is set to 2 rems. Yeah, I'm using a fixed height right there. Now I'm going to duplicate them, and let's add a little bit of gap in there, so maybe 1 rem, and then I will use this justify kind of space between, maybe 1.5 rem. Yeah. If I add more logo, I believe they can wrap, so I will simply click on this wrap option. Now they are kind of wrapping, and yeah, which will be fine. Let's see, replace and add a few more logos in there. So right now they are wrapping this way, but I think we want to left align them or center align them. I think we want to, everything looks left aligned to me. Should we left align them? Yeah, this looks much better. Yeah. So let's add 2 rem right here, 1.5 again, and you can see that it has already started looking kind of good. The Verge, TechCrunch. I will add one more logo. Always make sure, guys, to add alt text to all of your images. So right now we have not added those, but you should definitely add it. So let's remove one of the logos here. There we go. Yeah. So we have it this way. Nice. And here, because it's one line, I can use a space between, or I can use grid as well. Both of the thing is fine. So this is the layout with the flex. Let's see a layout with grid as well. So I will simply reset these styles, create a grid, and delete this thing right here, delete the column, and I will sort the direction to column. There we go. And delete the row as well. Now you can see that it's kind of getting aligned in a single column. Yeah, and the gap between is going to be 1.5 rems, 1.5 rems, just like that. And we have it. Yeah, so this is how the grid looks. We can also, by the way, guys, set the columns to auto. There we go. So they will kind of take, instead of one FR for all of them, they will have auto based on their own size. They will kind of arrange themselves, and the automatically generated grid, I will also set them to auto. So yeah, using auto makes them a little bit better here. Okay, let's go down. This is from the users. Okay, so I think this is the testimonial section or the review section itself. So let's again add a new template, section template, attach the instance, call this section reviews. There we go. We have everything in place, which is good. Then I will take simply this thing, which is our section title wrapper. I think we need a little bit more space here. Not a little bit, I think even more, like 6 rems. Yeah. For now, let's go with 6 rems. I will try to make this bigger for you guys. Yep. So 6 rems is right there. And then let's have the same wrapper. Add it inside here. This is the section. There we go. And again, this section is also gray, so I will add the background gray thing to this thing as well. There we go. Nice. What people are saying, the hype is real. Oh, there we go. From the users. Nice. Now we have a video, so I will simply add a div block. I will have, let's call this video full element. Now, whenever I will have a video that's kind of full, I will use this thing. And then here, this time, this is a YouTube video. So you can simply basically paste in a link from this video, copy video URL, paste it right here. It should automatically fetch it. There we go. It's right here. Let's add a new section, a new element, which is this one. I think this is kind of a H3, maybe. We, by the way, technically it should be text. It can be text, but I think, because uh, it's kind of a very highlighted testimonial here, we can use a text or we can use H3, depending upon your SEO again, guys, how you want to do it. Yeah, but for now, let's go with H3. I think, yeah, for this one, let's go with H3 so that we also see how it works. So I will check the font again. The font size is 44, line height is 52. Nice. Okay. Do we have any other font with the same size? Yeah, we have it. So we will style all of our H3 based on this font. Okay, which is cool. So let's take an div block, call this reviews, big review, or big one. I can call it big one or big review, something like that. I do need to add a little bit of padding in both of the sites as well. Yep. By the way, guys, I see that this kind of padding is kind of repetitive. Like here, it is repeating. So I might want to create a global class for this. Maybe call this big screen padding. Big screen padding. Something. And I would like to give this a name because I can see that it is kind of repeating in all of the places. If I try to add this padding as a custom in the custom class, I will have to do this all over again and again when I'm going to make it responsive. So let's create this class now and then call it big screen padding for now. Yeah, because yeah, this is kind of unique to this build. We can call it big screen padding, or we can call it, yeah, I think padding maybe. Let's call it big screen padding. Maybe padding. Let's see what do we have. Padding section inner. I think this is a nice name, padding section inner. And let's see if it is created in our folders as well. And let's have a look. So padding section inner. I think it must have been created inside our utility classes. So padding. Let's say where is the padding? Padding section and inner is created. Okay, nice. So it's a nice one. I will add 4 rams. Is it 4 RAM? Or how much is it? Yeah, we will have a look. No problems. Let's add our heading inside. This is going to be H3. Of course, this is not 4M. This is definitely going to be more. For this one, I think someone suggested to use a grid. Now I am kind of reverting back to grid because we want kind of equal spacing. Right now we are using gap. The issue can be the gap with the gap can be that this element might become even larger, and it might create unequal spacing. So let's use gap here for section titles again. Sorry, grid here. For this, there we go, and I'm going to delete one row, make this a little bit smaller, and I might set okay, yeah, I might set a fixed width right there. Let's see if I can. 2.25 is fine. I think I just need to reduce this a little bit then. Yep. Yeah, I do need to reduce the gap because here in this example you can see that it's starting from the same point, starting point, the right title itself, the heading itself. This thing is kind of coming to the right side. So having less gap, I think, is the key to solve this one. 0.15. No. Okay, here as well. I think I will change this structure. For now, let's keep this. Let's keep it in rems. Maybe I. Oh, max is 2 rems. Rem, 3 rem, 4 rem. Let's see. 10 rem. I think 10 rem is a good place. Maybe a little bit. 12 rem. Yeah, let's go with this. 12 rem looks good. Where's the section? Here we go. Yeah, this looks good. The spacing itself, I'm going to reduce it a little bit more, 1.5 rems. Nice. So now this is a better structure, guys. H3, let's style it again. So let's take what we have here, the text. As long as we are using the global structure, it will be fine. If we change our structure on the go, like change it to grid or something. Yeah. Uh, Again, what font? 44, 52, and 500. So all H3s, 44, 52 divided by 44, which is right here, 1.18. Let's change this to 1.15 just to round it off. 1.18, I think 1.2 is a great number. Then this is 500. There we go.
Sorry to interrupt, Harshit. You're muted. Just make sure you unmute yourself.
Oh, okay. There we go. Am I audible? Okay, so yeah, I was saying that Adam is asking, Harshit, what do you think of building from scratch versus building with ready components like Relium? Have you tried that? What do you prefer? So that's a nice question, Adam. So I think it's kind of use case based. What we are doing here is to share the client first basics and make you understand how client first work, how the naming decision goes, and how you can take naming decisions, change things. So basically we are trying to discuss the basics of client first here, and how you build sites with it. But something like Relume is super powerful because you have the wireframe ready with you. So whenever you are doing client projects, and for most of the website, you will have the basic structure, that kind of matches. They are having a big library. So I personally think it's a very powerful library. If you are doing client projects, that is definitely going to help you build faster. One thing that you need, also to add to that, I yes, I have tried Relium library and I really like it. One thing that in the starting I tend to do was I was kind of forgetting to rename some of the elements when I took them over to the main project. But I think when building from Relium library, you should also have a process with you. Like after you copied the elements, you are making sure that you are renaming the elements properly, because there the elements are having the layout, for example 1 2 3, some numbers, right? So some elements might not require renaming, like CTA1, CTA2, those might not need a rename for you. But some elements like layout and if there is something specific, in that case I think you should have a practice of renaming it. Yeah, but again, overall thought, It's an amazing like amazing library. You should use it, or you can use it definitely on your client projects. Yep. And I think we should move ahead now. So we have this thing, which is good. Again, I will have a spacer right here. So let's add a spacer. So first, this thing is here. Let's add some padding, and I will try to kind of match it with this thing right here, which is around 13 m. Okay. I'm really thinking about switching to percentage here for this thing, because as I go to smaller displays it might not look very good. Yeah, so where is this thing? mm, yeah, let's reduce the padding here, guys. I don't want to create custom breakpoints in this tutorial. uh, we generally, what I do, I write some custom css if I want to set multiple uh, kind of spacing for multiple breakpoints. So I think here for I will kind of move to the default padding for us, which is, I think, much better for smaller screens. Yeah, in overall responsiveness this looks, I think, much better. Here, let's try this time percentage. So maybe 15% and 15% here. Okay. And this thing as well, this will be 15%. Nice. And what you can do is here basically remove the gapping itself. So gap is 0, but here I will have a kind of wrapper. This, I will call this thing uh, oops, not link block but a div block. So I already have a title wrapper kind of thing, so let's call this section title. What should we call it? Section title. Left. Yeah, this is fine. Section title left, or I can change this section title to section grid, and then here I can have wrapper. But it is fine. Section title left is kind of also fine for here. And now I will add a little bit of padding in this side. So 1.5 rams or 1 rams, whatever I want. So now I think this will kind of make it much better in terms of following the spacing throughout the design. Here as well, it's the same thing. I need to wrap it in a div block and call this thing section title left. There we go. Nice. Sweet. Then we have this thing. Let's add a break, a line break, add a span. By the way, I think the whole text itself will be white, and we have to add a span for the gray text. So we will simply use the same class text color gray. There we go. Much better. Now let's to create this section really quick. So this is reviews. Again, you can call it testimonials or reviews. Both of the thing are fine. Okay, this is going here. Yeah. Hmm. Spacer. Let's copy this spacer right here, just like that. So I have a spacer class in between. I will add one more spacer. I don't use the spacers a lot, but I kind of like it now as I'm using it. It's kind of helpful. Generally, I can try, use the margin top bottom, and sometimes I apply spacing to the custom class. For example, here I will add it to the big review, but I think spacer is kind of working well. Yeah, so let's use this. Yeah. Uh, Again, guys, it's your preference whether you want to use margin classes or spacer. Yeah, I do want to experiment more with spacer, so that's why I'm using spacer. Let's add a new div block and call this reviews list. Yeah. And by the way, this can be connected to CMS. For now, we are going to build it static. Yep. And list, let's add reviews item in there. There we go. And let's see what else I can do. So I need to add a text, then another div block. So add a paragraph. There we go. Let's quickly check the sizing. 24 again, text large 32. Okay, so we are going to use text large, text white. So text size large, text color white, just like that. Text weight is medium. I will quickly copy one of them, just like this, and add another div block which will contain the avatar. So I will call this reviews avatar wrapper, like that, and add a little bit of padding on the top, margin on the top. Here I'm using custom margin because it's going to go all over the card itself, and it's not going to change a lot when we go to mobile, right? So it's fine kind of to use this thing here. So maybe 1.5, this is good. Then I will add the image, which is avatar itself. So reviews avatar, there we go. And then we have the name wrapper. So take another div block, call this reviews avatar name wrapper. You can see that again I have switched to kind of folder system, reviews avatar name wrapper. I can simply call it name wrapper as well. This is also fine, but I think it's more clear that it's avatar name wrapper. So both of the things are fine. I'm just trying to keep avatar here different. So yeah. Or one more thing that I can do is, if I want to reuse this particular small thing here, I can create a new component starting from here. So let's do that actually. So avatar wrapper. So avatar is the new component here. In Hindi we call it avatar. That's why I'm kind of switching in between avatar and avatar. So I will call it avatar because that's easier for me. Here it will be avatar image, and then this will be avatar name wrapper. There we go. Let's take a text block, and the size, I believe this should be 16. Yeah, as expected, 16. And then what is the other one? I think we should change the font weight to the of the whole website to 500. Yeah, let's do that actually, because all of the text are mostly like normal text are also 500. So I think I will go and switch the whole body thing to 500. Here I can simply remove it for all of them, but yeah, for now let's not do that. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this thing and moving ahead. And you can see that now kind of all of the text are having that font weight medium. So yeah, let's see what do we have next. We have this thing, so this will be text color white. That's the only class we want to apply here. For the avatar, I will have, let's see, I think that is also not downloaded, no worries. I will just take one of them and use it. Save image or upload it, and you can see the format is webp. Again, it's very important that you are converting the formats to webp format all the time, guys. It's very important. I think all of the files are already in webp, which is the most optimized version of image format that you can use. So you can always do that to convert it to WebP format. It is not supported on some of the older browsers. So please make sure before making the decisions. If you couldn't use the WebP version, you should always use, JPEG for non-transparent images, and for transparent images you have to use PNG. Yeah, make sure to always compress them. But yeah, here's the avatar. Again, I'm going to add the original dimensions. I'm using my extension, the potato extension, to kind of do it fastly. This I'm going to set it to 4 rems, maybe, or 6 rems. Yeah, 6 rems is a good place. Nice. The radius is going to be 100%, and position, no, not position. The fit is going to be cover. Yep. Let's make it even smaller, I think. Name. Let's take this thing really fast. And the text below it is also going to have the same font and everything. I mean, same font, weight and everything. We just need to change the color of it. So I will simply remove this text color white class from here. That's it. That's all what we want to do. Here I will kind of center line this, add a gapping of maybe 1 rem. I think that looks good. Yeah. Now we want to have multiple of these. So let's try a few variants here. I want to go through a few versions of it. So I could go with a grid, but here you can see that kind of we have two of these items in between as well. So let's try something else. I think I will use maximum width this layout. So the problem with grid is, again, I kind of, no, I don't have this in the center. I could possibly create a grid with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and six columns, and then possibly move things around a little bit to align it. But I think that's not the like most flexible way. So for example, here I do this, here I do this. Let's see how many of them we have. So we have 5, and here I do this. There we go. And now I will simply move them to the center here. But again, that is kind of to have the static element. For now, we can do this, but yeah, let's try a different one. So with grid, I can then manually position the element. Let me show you. So now I will expand this to these two grids, and I will expand this to these two grids. So here you can see that I kind of have that structure, or maybe it is static. It's kind of fine. You can use it as well, but you know I think personally it's not very scalable. So let's create another variant of this thing. Is v2 to explore how this thing will look like. Let's not actually use this class, because sometimes what happens when you have the grid settings applied, you go to flex some of the grid uh, css remains inside. So you can see that I am using the flex, but still the grid css is in there. So what I will do is I will create a new class itself, a fresh class, and I will call this v2, something like this. Use flexbox this time, and let's see what we can do. I will add maybe a gap just like this, and I will set this thing to wrap. Maybe set percentage. Hmm, see. Oops. Oh, okay. I need to create a copy for this as well. My bad. So item v2. I'm going to use v2 for this. For now, let's hide the first one. I'm doing this, guys, just to experiment and see how well we can create this structure, which is scalable as well. So yeah, we have multiple of these. Then this is set to flex, which is nice. This we can kind of do this, and let's see, wrap, which is great. Here maybe 100 divided by 3%. Yeah, and then I will reduce it a little bit. There we go. There we go. This is much better. No, 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 no. We have a lot of spacing. Never mind. Let's see what else we can do here. Hmm. Let me know in the comments if you can think of a better structure here. I am thinking to wrap this thing maybe in a parent wrapper. Let's try a different version. One thing could be this. Yeah, one of the way could be this. I'm not sure if it is aligning. Let's see. No. Yeah, not really. Yeah, I think this is overall looking good to me. I need to kind of adjust this a little bit. Yeah, to kind of make it as close as possible. So 31.5, something like that. Review list C2. Can you add center align to that parent? List V2. I think align center is not really going to work a lot here. I think justify this. This is overall, I think, looking good so far to me. So when I add here margin auto on the both side, it kind of creates a gap here as well, which I do not want really. uh, yeah, yep, we definitely don't want to do this. There can be different ways again here, like maybe I can have this separated into two parts, but I think overall this is looking better. So if I kind of now try to, let's copy and paste this thing and duplicate it. Yeah. I think this is nice. I'm sure there will be a better way as well for this. Yep. Mm, maybe 100%. Then 30 times. Will this work? No, this is also not the right way. Okay, yeah, I think what we had originally is kind of a good place. Grow if possible. Let's see. Ah, this layout is also nice. Okay, grow if possible. Nice. And then let's try setting a max width. Oh, there we go. We cracked this, guys. We cracked it. Nice. So what I have done, let me show you the structure. So I have the list here, and then I have set the flex box to the list itself. Align is as it is. Justify is set to center because we want these two elements to be in center. I have decided the gaps as well. Then in the item itself, I'm using the sizing option because I want them to grow if there is a space available, right? So for the items in the top, the previously when we were using fixed width, there was a chance that a little bit of spacing can be left on both of the sides in some cases. So I'm using sizing, and then set one number here in the grow input box, which means that if there is space it will grow, right? But again, I'm also using max width because I don't want this to go after a certain width. I don't want this thing to expand. Maybe let's set this thing to 33% or 30%. We can also use percentage, by the way, I think here. Yeah, let's use a bigger number. There we go. So that is the sweet spot. You can see that the top items have stopped growing, the bottom ones are here. So let's set it to 33%. Again, a nice number, just to make sure it's responsive. There we go. Nice. By the way, we are going to use fluid design generator, guys, to make our designs a little bit more beautiful, nicer. Let's see how they are doing it. So I will go to a smaller breakpoint. So 1080. Yeah, I think they are indeed making this thing smaller. Refresh. Yep. I think they are having multiple breakpoints. Might be the case. Uh, yeah, in our case, I think I will use fluid design generator. Yeah, just like our website, it looks a little bit crunched, like this section. Not a lot, but it's fine. So yeah, let's continue for now. Go back to the site. I think this is a nice place. I will delete this one, the review list, the version one, or I will simply hide it. Guys, if you want to have a look, please feel free to have a look into that as well. Let's move ahead. Okay, this section is ready. Now let's build out sticky sections. I'm enjoying the session. So let me know, guys, if you have any questions so far. I think we are at 1.5 hour mark. Uh, Victoria, should we continue? I am because I'm completely fine. I think we can do a little bit more, maybe a few sections down there. Let's see. Should we continue, guys? Let me know. Or should we keep next rest of the sections for the next stream? I really want to do this section. I have some custom code for this one. Okay, for now I'm going to continue. Okay, Duncan is saying continue. Thank you, Duncan. Let's continue then. Uh, we have this section. Now let's build out this section, which is every gram matters. Nice. So let's quickly, I will simply go here and quickly fix up that section for us. So feature item, feature content is going to be in there, heading and this. These are going to be wrapped in the div section title wrapper. Inside that, the heading is okay. Just a second, guys. So pre-order now. This is what we want. Uh, okay, feature item, horizontal. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, now let's see. Heading section. This is also fine. The only thing that I'm missing is this heading. Ah, we don't need this heading. My bad. Spacer medium. We don't need that as well. So you can see that in this case, we don't really want that much of the spacing. Yep, we don't want that. I do want to move this thing here in the top with heading itself. So I will create a wrapper and here I will add the button as well. There we go. Now I see where I needed the spacer medium. So spacer medium, I'm just fixing up this structure really fast. Okay, I think we are good. Yep, we are good. Why do we have this space? Okay, we have this thing for, let's remove this. Okay, we have a spacer here, so we don't want that anymore. Nice. Nice. Okay. So because we already have some spacing in our section title wrapper, I kind of removed that spacer, and now we have a global structure that we can reuse. Uh, Great. So let's create another feature item. Here we go, and I can see that this one is having a border top. Let's, instead of border top, I might create something else. Yeah, so let's actually create padding on both of the sides, maybe 4 rams. You can see that it's on all of the feature item class. So I just created it here. Maybe I will remove this if I don't need this anymore. I remember we added some extra spacing. There we go. Nice. Let's see what we have here. Just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So let's add this top line. I can create a combo class like its top line border something, but I might also I can also create a a new kind of div block for it and call it feature border. So feature border, there we go. The height will be 1 pixel, width will be 100%, and the color is gray. Nice, there we go. And I will set feature item to relative, and this border will be absolute, and it's going to go on top of the feature wrapper. There we go, just like that. So now let's create this section very quick. This should be fast. We just need to remove this spacing here. So let's remove the padding section, because padding section inner, because we don't need this time. There we go, that's the flexibility I was talking about. And remove that one. And here I just want to replace the image feature full image. Nice, replace it with this guy. There we go. And we don't need the negative margin in this case. So let's see where we added the negative margin last time. Okay, we added it in the spec thing. Here we don't have a spec in this case, so let's quickly ah, remove this thing. I remove the combo class first, and then I will call this maybe, let's call this, how do we have it on all of the other places? Yeah, let's call this feature content or something like that. Feature content. Yeah. A feature item content. Yeah, both of them is fine. And then, just to have something global, I can again, this is what I generally do. I add kind of spacing, just like this. Three on the pages. Oh, I already have that class, my bad. So I think I just need to have something else in there. Feature item content, let's not use content then. So feature, maybe inner card or inner content. Yep. Yeah, that is better for now. Yeah. Let's add a little bit of spacing to the top and to the bottom for rem. This is nice. I will remove this whole structure here. We don't need this. Add a heading which is going to be an h3. We don't have to style it again because we have already done it once. Let's copy. Here we go. And then I will have a paragraph. Again, I will add a spacer here, spacer medium. By the way, I am adding a spacer here, but generally what I like to do in my own builds are that I use global spacing for all the headings, because it's very rare that you don't have any space. But in this build, because we are using a spacer, so I would like to like continue using that for this build. Yeah, we might do a build with that version as well, where we are having, global spacing for all the headings. Nice. Let's continue. This will be text size large. Now I'm getting a great idea about these things. On the right side we do have some. Okay, I think I lost. Okay, there we go, this is the one. I mean, I was in the wrong section. There we go. You can see that we have some kind of max width here, so we are going to use max width here. So let's simply wrap this thing around max width, wrap this thing in a div. So this is how we can use max width, guys. Or we can use combo classes as well, like here for example on inner content you can add is visuals. So this is the first way, and then set a max width to this or a padding to this. uh, yeah, and or you can have a max width class if you want to have a global thing in place. So yeah, let's use max width for now. Max width medium, uh, max large, max width large. Yeah, that's a nice place. Oh, it's very close. Yeah, it's actually the same. Nice. So yeah, this is, we have it like this. And now let's make the section sticky like we have. So when I'm scrolling, this section kind of becomes sticky, and then this goes over it. So first what we need to do is we need to make the first one sticky. So I will set this thing to is 1. I will call this is 1, and instead of relative I will make this sticky, and then set the top one to 0. Top here is sticky on the top value to 0. 0 ram or 0 pixel, it's fine. I'm using, let's use 0 ram. Yeah. Then our section reserve is going to be the relative element this time. So now you can see that it is kind of becoming sticky, but I can also see that, it's not becoming sticky right away. It's kind of going up to this point, and then it is becoming sticky. So what I will do is I will use negative number right here, and I think I will use negative number. I can use other values as well, like percentage and all. Maybe something like this is a good place for it to become sticky. Minus 80%, let's see. Yeah, or I can use minus 50%. Let's see. Okay, no, this is, or I can use vh as well. We just have to see how they kind of look on multiple breakpoints. I think I should not be using vh here, because yeah, let's use percentage, never mind. We can always change it, but for now I think 80% is a good place. Let's go to a bigger breakpoint and touch it there as well. No, not really. Let's use a ram. Ram or what? Let's, I think I can also try 50 PW. I just want to experiment a little bit. No, let's do VH really quick. Minus 80 VH. Yeah, no, not really. This as well. I think maybe fixed value could work the best. Let's see. RAM. Okay, this is fine and this breakpoint. On a bigger breakpoint, yeah, fixed value is working pretty well. Let's use a fixed value, and then we can change it based on the breakpoint. Nice. Now what we want is the second value. First, let's take all the values to 1 like this, and the first one will be on 0. I'm talking about the z index. So z index of all the features item will be in 1, so that all the items can go over past the first item, and then the first item is set to 0. And then feature item itself, I'm going to set a background to black, so that it kind of overlaps it. Yeah, and I think this should work. Let's see. Looking pretty good. Nice. Yep, looks good. I'm adding a little bit of padding here. Make it look a little bit closer to the website. Yeah, let's publish it and check it. I think, oh, we have, nice. So a lot of sections are here. Like this one is kind of, we can reuse some elements. This one will be a new section. Okay, so let's publish it and see how it looks. There we go. We have the slider. For some reason I'm liking our slider a little bit more than this one. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Again, one issue is that you have these blank spaces. I don't like it. Maybe in next build I will prepare a custom sprite script that I can share with you all. That's much better. Yep, but scroll down, we have this section again. This is ready, all thing is working. Now this is also sticking very nicely. Great. Nice. For this particular section, if you want this thing to stick like in a fixed, like always you want this thing to be fixed, you might use custom js to set the sticky value based on the viewport height, so that the bottom line of the section always ends up in the center. But again, I will experiment with that. Maybe that might be a better solution, but this is working pretty nice. Like in most of the cases it is perfectly fine. It's just me being very nitpicky here. Yeah, but so far it looks good. Feel free to ask any questions, guys. Okay, let's see. If you have any question, guys, feel free to drop them here. I can see that we have 23 people watching now. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking so far. You if you haven't filled the form yet, feel free to go on the form and fill your attendance, that you are present in the stream, and then you might get a a discount code whenever we release the client for certification. Duncan is saying, well done, looking great so far. Thank you so much, Duncan, for being here and contributing through the chats. It's really helpful. Victoria, can we create a poll asking about whether we want to continue the build or do a new build? Okay, Adam asked two questions above. Let me see. I want to scroll here. So I already answered the Relium question. Am I missing anything? So I answered the one with Relium library. Where do you send your site for client first review? That is also, I think, I have answered already. uh, yeah, I think I have answered all of the questions. Maybe Sushan, feel free to go back and watch them, or if you have any question, feel free to ask it here. Rachel is saying, looks great, I'm finding your explanation so valuable. Thank you so much, Rachel. uh, it's I'm really happy that you liked it. As I'm building live, not all the things comes right away, and we have to do a back and forth, especially when we have unique structures like this. But it's fine. I think that's how the thought process comes out, and that's how you get trained as well. So, which is a good thing. By the way, guys, make sure when you copy or have a look into this clonable, make sure you go inside global code, and you can use this code right here to to make Webflow's background element automatically take the aspect ratio of the videos inside it. I think it's a nice thing. I couldn't find it on internet, so I kind of figured it out myself using the inspector, and it's working really well. No worries, Sushan. Okay, guys, what do you think about this? Should we continue? Okay, so we have more votes to continue this thing. So I guess we are going to continue this. Please, guys, I can see 20 people here. Please just simply vote. What do you think? Should we continue this website or should we jump to the next website? So I think so far the response suggests we should continue. So maybe we will continue this build. Okay, now it's kind of 60 to 30%. Okay, let's see. If few of you can also vote, that would be great. Okay, I think it's like going more towards to continue this thing. Maybe we can do one more stream about this, or let's see, we will decide it on the go. Yeah, I think we have pretty good sections coming up as well. So this was a nice section. This section is also really good. I do have some custom code for this. I do need to check it, but yeah, it's not a slider. It's simply a div block with multiple images, and using some custom code, we can actually make it work. And then we have this particular section which is very similar. So maybe what I will do, I will try to build the unique sections. For example, we can do this section. This looks really good. Or we can just build out the whole thing slowly, maybe in next two streams or one stream. Yeah, let's see. So okay, I think we have more votes for continuing this stream, so we are going to do that. So the next stream, we are going to continue this build. And yep, let us know if you have any questions. Feel free to DM me. If you have any questions, I will try my best to answer them personally as well. All Or you can ask them on the comments down below of this stream, or this, if you are watching a replay, you can comment down below. uh, so far it's really nice. So thank you so much, guys, for joining the stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you all are doing well. So this is Harshit Agrawal signing off. I will see you soon in the next stream. Bye bye.